What up? Back again. As you can see, in the wilderness. Just kidding, not really in the wilderness. I don't know. I haven't made a video in a while. I was in like a strange place for a little while. I don't know. I guess Orlando is very beautiful, but in a slightly different place now. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I should describe it yet for safety, but or like tell the exact location. But um, I don't know. Just hopefully you're doing okay if you see this. My family still hasn't talked to me in like 2 years. While I was in Orlando, I don't know. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I have like a little sister, and she got married now. She got married like I think last summer, so she's almost been married like a whole year, or maybe it's already been a year. I have no idea. Um, but while I was homeless is like when I would have gotten an invitation, and I did not get an invitation. Not that I'm like upset about it, but hopefully she's doing okay too. I don't know if she's like alive? Question mark. I don't know. Sorry that this is like kind of just rambling in my thoughts. I can't really remember what I was gonna exactly make a video on, but uh, so my sister, then my parents, like my mother and father. I'm not really sure if they're alive either. While I was in Orlando, I was trying to. They made me sleep outside. I tried to do chores at one point in time, like not really a chore, but volunteer in the kitchen and like do like at the homeless shelter. They like help serve meals at night, and so I was staying there. I was like, whatever, I'll just help a little bit and maybe like volunteer. And I was like, whatever, that's normal, right? And so I was like serving meals a little bit and doing dishes. And then they made me sleep outside. There was like a certain amount of time that I could stay, but then they made me sleep outside for a few days, and it was very cold, and I think I might have frozen to death. And I even tried to tell the police that, and then they finally let me stay back inside. And then they helped me get a bike, and then they helped me get, they let me help or kind of get a job. It was like part time, and I'm very thankful. And so I saved up a little money, and that's how I got to the current place that I'm currently at. And then, yeah, I'm still not sure if I've gotten a hold of my one grandfather on my mom's side, and my like, my my father's side is still kind of been quiet. I didn't know if I had the exact number. I had to get a new phone because of the whole drama of my family. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just probably for me mostly to catch me up. But so yeah, my sister got married. Not sure if she's alive, although she was alive when she took wedding pictures, so that's good. And then I'm not sure if my parents are alive and my one grandmother just passed away. So now both of my grandmothers are in heaven. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly just catching everyone up, I guess. I opened a lawsuit against my parents. I don't know. Mostly I wanted to see if they were passed away. The Grand Forks police and sheriffs wouldn't told me that they got a hold of them, so I was hoping that that was accurate. But if it's not accurate, they have to get a death certificate saying they officially died. And then from there, I would have to try to inherit their money, I guess. But I don't know if I should really put that in a video, or maybe people will forget that part. Doesn't matter. Just trying to be thankful. I applied for a few jobs and then just have kind of been laying low. Sorry this video is so boring. Just wanted to update everyone, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of was like, I started before I became homeless about about 3 years ago probably, I started writing this book that was kind of just like, kind of like a fictional, kind of like futuristic, but like having to do with like gods and goddesses a little bit. Um, and then I never really did much with it. I wrote about the first chapter of it just because I heard a publishing house looks at the first chapter, and if it's interesting enough, they'll tell you to keep going, and then eventually you can send it to the publishing or clearinghouse or whatever, and then they'll read through it, kind of help you edit it, and then eventually help you publish it if they think it's good enough, especially if there's going to be more books in the series so they can make money and possibly make it into a show or a movie or whatever. So I was working on that one, kind of like a fiction book. But since I've been homeless, I like started working on this other one that's like, kind of like about vampires, and kind of based on like what I went through, not only growing up but like being homeless now. I don't know. I just learned that like eating sugar every day is very important. I tried to cut it out for a long time, and then I could always get like 90 days. I can have 1 month, and 2 months, and 3 months. And I like cutting it out, but then at the same time, I look I don't know, I feel like I look healthier a little bit. It is the summer, but I feel like I don't look as, I don't know if you would know the word gaunt, but I don't look as gaunt or as like ghostly. You can still see my cheekbones and like my jaw and stuff, but like if I cut out sugar, I look way crazy. And sometimes get like, especially in the winter, like get dark circles under my eyes. But anyways, but yeah, so I have those 2 book series, and then I was also working on my album, which I was very excited about. I don't know if you know a lot about music, but like music production, like the actual producer helps with the music part. And so I kind of went and found different sounds. There's a few that I like tagged people in, but then some of them I didn't actually tag people in. And yeah, this video is getting long, so I'm gonna cut it short. But yeah, I don't know. I was very excited. It's called Alpha House. It's like black and white, kind of very manly and kind of dope and very, I don't know. I wanted it to be like a very intense trip that was like fun to go on, but then also very, I don't know, something that kind of made like your mind wander rather than just be like one static image. Although the way I like set up like the YouTube is like 8 or like I think it's like 11 different visuals kind of, or maybe even 12 I guess, because the one has 2. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you're doing okay. If you see this and you're my family, I'm thankful that you're alive. Very much love you. If you're not, if you're my ex-family, I don't know why you're watching this. Yeah, no, that's all I got. I still don't know. I eventually, since I am in this court trial, like with my mother and father, I eventually will know if they're alive or not. Hopefully soon-ish. Yeah, I don't know. I originally asked them if I could maybe adopt or foster, and so I assume that at some point in time that if there is still kids up for being adopted or fostering them, you can foster kids, at least the place I live right now. You can adopt, or you can foster kids, and they can be a part of your family, and you can teach them how to have a checking and savings, and maybe teach them how to drive, and how to cook, and how to clean, and how to kind of be, what do you call the word? Independent. And so I was like, oh yeah, I would love to do that. So we'll see if that happens, because I thought at least that there was maybe a kid or 2 that were up for adoption or could be fostered. But yeah, that's all I have. Have a good day. Tell someone you love them. Make some memories. Eat some good food. I had this like jelly, this like cake roll recently. It's like a giant Swiss roll, but it was like strawberry with like kind of like cream cheese, strawberry cream cheese in the middle. It was so delicious if you ever get the chance. Like, doesn't even need to be strawberry. The traditional one I think is like chocolate cake, and then it has like cream, and then obviously like a Swiss roll is like a little miniature version of it. Has a little spiral in it. It's very delicious. My grandma makes like a jelly roll, or used to make a jelly roll. I guess she'd pass it right now, but it's very good, and it's like fat free. I'll probably have to make it for YouTube sometime, but it's like yellow cake with jelly in it with the little spiral. It's super delicious, very moist, pretty healthy too. It's like a piece of bread with jelly. Okay. That's all I got today. Sorry this YouTube video is so long. Yeah. Okay. Bye.